No creak of a floorboard, no click of a lock. He pulled up the live feed. The camera's night vision painted his backyard in eerie shades of grey and white. The back door was shut tight. The wind rustled the leaves on the old oak tree, but that was it. No person, no animal, nothing. He scrubbed back through the footage. The motion alert was triggered by nothing. A glitch, he told himself. A bug in the new system. He muted the alerts for the rest of the night and tried to force his racing mind back to sleep. The next night, Lucas left the alerts on, half expecting another false alarm. He was curious, a little on edge, but mostly just wanted to confirm it was a technical flaw he could fix. He fell into a light, restless sleep. This time, the buzz from his phone came later, closer to dawn. It was different though, not a standard notification. He opened the app. The feed from the new camera inside his bedroom was active. It was pointed right at him, sleeping in his bed. He could see the rise and fall of his own chest, but overlaid on the video was a message, typed out in a simple, clean font. Do not wake up yet. A cold dread washed over him, so intense it felt like ice water in his veins. He was reading a message on his phone, telling him not to wake up, while watching a live video of himself supposedly asleep. Was this a prank? A hack? He stayed perfectly still, his eyes wide in the darkness, staring at the screen. The message remained. He didn't move a muscle for what felt like an eternity. Then, just as the first hint of morning light crept through his curtains, the message vanished. He slowly lowered the phone, his body stiff. He scanned the room. Everything was exactly as it should be. The closet door was closed. The window was locked. He was alone. It had to be a hack. Someone was messing with him. He spent the entire day researching the camera's security protocols, changing passwords, enabling every two-factor authentication he could find. He would not be scared out of his own home by some kid with too much time on their hands. That night, he felt a strange sense of defiance. He set up the camera again, determined to catch the hacker. He lay in bed, pretending to be asleep, his phone clutched under the covers, the app open. He waited. The hours ticked by. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Just as he was starting to think the hacker had given up, a new alert popped up. It wasn't a motion detection. It was another direct message, appearing over the feed of him in bed. Do not turn your head left. His blood ran cold. The message was a premonition. He had been about to do just that, to glance at the digital clock on his nightstand. He froze. His neck muscles tensed. How could it know? The camera was in front of him. It couldn't possibly know what he was about to do. Was it guessing? Seconds later, another message. Do not open your eyes. He realized, with a jolt of pure terror, that his eyes were already open, staring at his phone screen beneath the blanket. The camera's feed showed his eyes closed. It was showing a lie. The live feed was not live. This changed everything. It wasn't just a hacker playing a prank. The messages were warnings. They were arriving seconds before he acted. It was as if something was observing him, anticipating his every move, and using the camera's system to communicate. But why? To protect him. From what? The questions spiraled in his mind, each one more terrifying than the last. He lay there, paralyzed by fear, following the instructions like a puppet. He didn't turn his head. He squeezed his eyes shut, plunging himself into a darkness that felt far more threatening than the dimly lit room on his phone. He was a prisoner in his own bed, his only connection to the situation a device that was feeding him cryptic commands. Who or what was giving the orders? And what was it on his left that he wasn't supposed to see? He didn't dare find out. He stayed like that until sunrise, feigning sleep, his body aching with tension. The third night was the worst. He barely slept, his anxiety a physical weight in his chest. He didn't know what else to do. Calling the police seemed insane. What would he say? My security camera is giving me advice. They'd think he was crazy, so he waited. This time, he didn't need to look at his phone. He felt it, a change in the room, a drop in temperature, a stillness so profound it felt like the world had stopped breathing. His phone buzzed. He knew he had to look. He slowly raised it. The camera's view had changed. It wasn't pointed at his bed anymore. The app had switched views on its own, without him touching anything. The feed now showed the far corner of his bedroom, near the closet. A dark, empty corner that was usually obscured by shadows. But it wasn't empty now. The camera's night vision was struggling, the image grainy and distorted, but he could see a shape. A tall, impossibly thin silhouette, standing perfectly still. It wasn't human. The proportions were all wrong long. Spindly limbs, a torso that seemed to narrow, and a head that was just a smooth, featureless oval. It was just standing there, watching. It had been there the whole time, in his room while he slept. The thing he wasn't supposed to see. His breath caught in his throat, a strangled, silent gasp. This was what the warnings were for. The camera, this strange, hacked, sentient thing, it wasn't trying to scare him. It was trying to keep him safe. It was telling him how to survive the night, how to avoid drawing the attention of the thing in the corner. Don't wake up. Don't turn your head. Don't open your eyes. It was a list of rules for coexisting with the nightmare that shared his room. His phone screen flickered, the image of the creature distorted, and a final alert appeared, the text glowing a venomous, pulsing red. "This camera is not for your protection." The words burned into his vision. A wave of confusion and panic crashed over him. Not for his protection. Then, what was it for? A trap, a tool for something else. His mind struggled to process the contradiction. The warnings, the guidance. What did it all mean if not to protect him? The feed on his phone froze on the red text. He couldn't see the creature anymore. He couldn't see anything. The app was dead. And in the sudden, suffocating silence of the room, a new sound emerged. A sound that wasn't from his phone. A sound that was real and close. Behind him, from the floor right next to his bed, a single floorboard creaked. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.